Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. It has been an exciting few days if you're a Norwich City fan. Lots of very exciting rumours circulating, and those rumours starting to solidify into genuine news now. We obviously have the news of Mathias Kvistgaarden. That one looks to be really progressing. I suspect you don't want to be too busy this week because there's going to be a lot of Norwich City news to get involved with Mathias Kvistgaarden, the very exciting 23-year-old attacker that had been linked with Eintracht Frankfurt, West Ham, Celtic, Lens, has apparently, according to Danish press, chosen Norwich City. He will be flying to Norwich this week to try and complete his medical. So stay locked into TNC for the latest on that. That's incredibly exciting. That's a deal worth north of £10 million. So a proper bit of investment from Norwich City's ownership, and one to get very excited about. Now, we had the news of that, and now you can see on screen now there's another exciting player being linked with Norwich City. That's Pelle Matson coming over from Silkeborg. Over in the Danish divisions, 23-year-old defensive midfielder, rumoured to be worth around £2 million. We had a bid rejected, according to Danish press, of £1.75 million. He's been linked with Portsmouth earlier on this season. He has been at Silkeborg for his entire career. As I say, he's 23 years old. He has been playing regularly, 30 plus games for the last 4 seasons. He obviously came through the development squads at Silkeborg and has been pretty impressive. He is a solid defensive midfielder. Now, if you look at the deals done here, you can see a pattern. It was start with the defence and the goalkeeping options, and then it was move forwards through the ranks. Now, we obviously know all about Jacob Wright. He was impressive on loan for Norwich City last season. You would say he is a slightly more defensive midfielder, much like Pelle Matson. We've obviously sorted the goalkeeping department out. We still need to shift Vicente Reyes and George Long, but we've brought in Kovacevic, we brought in Grimshaw, we brought in Molden, and then we brought in 2 centre-backs in Jakov Medic and Harry Darling. So defence feels in a pretty good place. The left-back position might be up for grabs, but I'm sure there'll be development in that over the coming weeks and month. Jacob Wright, solid midfielder. So now it's all about progressing further up the pitch. Pelle Matson, we've obviously been linked, and that looks to be a close deal with Mathias Kvistgaarden. You suspect there will be movement in the out-and-out striker position once Josh Sargent maybe goes. You've obviously got Borja Sainz, who's being linked with a move away. Who knows what might happen to Marcelino Nunes. So that kind of brings in where Pelle Matson and where these rumours are coming from. And again, I know I keep banging on about it, but player profile is so important here. This guy is a man hitting his prime. He's had 3 pretty solid seasons in the top flight of Denmark. He has, really come along over the last few seasons. And there is a desire from Silkeborg to keep him. He's got 18 months left on his contract. The initial bid, according to Danish reports, was rejected. That was just shy of £2 million. They have Europa Conference League qualification hopes and dreams, and this is a key player for them. So they don't want to lose him. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We want to be going in for players where their parent clubs don't want to be losing them. Pelle Matson feels like a player that would just be a great person to have around, a great kind of, I was going to say utility player, but that would be, referring that he's not going to be starting week in, week out. We know, as Norwich City fans, the successful campaigns in championships have been when we've had a really solid defensive midfielder. You look back to Alex Tete, you look back to Ollie Skip. Jacob Wright might be that player, and I think he's going to be a really key figurehead for Norwich City, but we need to pack that midfield out. As I say, we don't know what's happening to Marcelino Nunes. We don't necessarily know what's happened to Kenny McLean. You would assume that one of, if not both of them, will stay around, but you need to pack out that area of the pitch. It was alarming, the rate in which we picked up injuries last season, so we can't be going into battle once again with a light squad. And I keep going back to player profile, and you look at the players that we've been linked with, right? even if it's going back to kind of Jakov Medic or Harry Darling, or more recently, Mathias Kvistgaarden, or now Pelle Matson, if you look at their last few seasons, they've been routinely playing most of the games in the season. And that's a good thing. It shows that there's no injury concerns around these guys. It feels as if the players we've been signing in recent seasons have been, as I say, incredibly young prospects who might come good, the likes of Oscar Schwartau and Manko Forsen, who I think actually will come good, but it's frustrating when it's not happening now, and I get the reasons why. Or we've signed players who are, good for the dressing room or experienced. And again, you need a little bit of both of that, but you need players in their prime, and Pelle Matson feels like he's exactly that. So that's Matson. Keep an eye on him. I think it might be one that rumbles on slightly, but there is firm interest in this guy, and it's an area of the pitch and a profile of player that fits the bill in terms of what Ben Napper and Liam Manning are up to so far. I just need to speak once more about this guy, Mathias Kvistgaarden. You see there the calibre of clubs that were being linked with this man. Lens out in Ligue 1. I think they had a bid and it was accepted, but actually Kvistgaarden has opted to come to Norwich City. Celtic, West Ham, I left off Eintracht Frankfurt on there because I could only fit four teams on there. Serious player here. Serious interest from big European football clubs. And look, who knows if this one will work out. It looks likely that he is going to join Norwich City. Fingers and toes crossed, touching wood. Got my lucky socks on that the last few days of this one will hopefully be fine and the medical goes okay and work permits and all of that stuff goes fine. But it looks set that he is flying over to Norwich to try and finalise this deal. And, he's a winger. He can play through the middle. He's versatile. As I say, it might not work out. Some signings don't. But, and here's the key thing, that already this summer, and what are we on? We're on the 7th of July. We've got the first few pre-seasons coming up very soon. But even till this point, and we've got, over a month of this transfer window left, Ben Napper and Liam Manning have been able to attract serious players to this club. They've been able to sell something. Kvistgaarden, Jakov Medic, Harry Darling, Kovacevic, all players that have been at big clubs with lots of interest. And routinely, we're seeing these players choose Norwich City. Whether that's the money, whether that's the development. I think it's a big thing that we've been able to sell. Well, look at Borja Science, look at Gabi Sara, look at Johnny Rowe. We can develop you. We can, if it doesn't work out here, we can put you on to another big club. That's a really key part here. And that's exciting because it feels like for too long, we've been picking up the scraps. We've been picking up the players that other people don't want. It's about time that we go out, we identify our targets, our number one targets, and we make them Norwich City players. That's exciting. I think there's lots of reasons for that. I think that's Ben Napper is shrewd. I think we've got a really good head coach here. I think we've had a decent track record over the last decade of developing young players and selling them on or taking them on a journey. I think it's the new ownership group and financial power. And I think there's a genuine belief within this football club that promotion is an opportunity next season. I really do. The likes of these players just simply aren't joining Norwich City if they don't believe that. Kvistgaarden isn't coming to play mid-table championship football. He wants to be at the top flight of a major European league, Premier League, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, Serie A. There was interest from all of those. And he's gone, no, I want to go on a journey with Norwich City. And that's incredibly exciting. So, I think it's going to be a busy week. So cancel all your plans. Tell your partner you're busy. And I think it's time to get excited. Kvistgaarden looks close. Matson could be close. Who knows what else will happen this week. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.